What's going on? It is another Friday, another episode of Pardon the Ignorance podcast. I'm Bobby. We got our good friend Harold with us.
What's up?
What's going on, bud?
Hey, not a lot. I really like the way your voice blended into the intro right there. It had some late night radio vibes.
Yeah, I tried
Like,
to
hey, what's up? Still awake?
welcome to Q104. Like some weird smooth jazz stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like it. So, Happy New Year, bud.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, first episode of the whole new year. Yeah, great.
We hit
um,
dead air after like 10 seconds. How did that
yeah, I
happen? I
know.
thought I
That's
thought you were about,
crazy.
hey, well, maybe it's because Germany's now at a civil war. At least that's what New Year's in Berlin looked like.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I have no idea what any of that's about.
Oh, really? It's about oh, this is gonna get us canceled. It's about a lot of young people throwing firecrackers at the police because their New Year's Eve party got massively out of hand. And now German media is really punching each other in the face because, on one hand, they're like, well, police reports say that two-thirds of these people that got arrested that night in Berlin are immigrants. And other news outlets are saying, well, this has absolutely nothing to do with immigrants. This is the case of failed integration and toxic masculinity, and a couple of other problems that have absolutely nothing to do with these people having to be immigrants. You can think about. I mean, it's you can like look at it from a lot of angles, and a lot of things people say make sense.
Right, that's crazy. Do you think there was a certain mafia behind it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's really just a couple of dumbasses that took it to a too high level. Um, I don't think that it necessarily has to do with the fact that these people are immigrants,
Right,
but I do think that a lot of it has to do with a lot of testosterone and a lot of alcohol mixed up.
right. And too much Fortnite. You know what I mean? They run around like, yo, this is Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, and also it's like a gang thing. I mean,
Yeah.
um, uh, some people in these subcultures they take pride in attacking police. German police has the reputation of being kind of weak. Um, and I know some people from other countries really disrespect that, and they think
Yeah.
they have a great opportunity to like party down whenever they come here. That's the immigration side of it, but I think a lot of it is just people who have absolutely no perspective whatsoever, except for trying to be King Dick by imposing violence and power over other people.
Yeah.
There's groups like that are fully German as well.
Right. I was going to say it doesn't matter. Kind of every single culture, every background has some sort of group along those lines.
Yeah,
No matter where you go, anywhere in the world has that. That's one of the things that every country has something it has that in common, I think.
yeah,
Um, but it's crazy. It was wild. I didn't really look into it too much. I just know I saw like on the my news feed like some pictures and videos of how people were just wiling out, shooting bottle rockets and shit at the cops and ambulances as they were driving through.
yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, the dumbasses who stuck their faces in the cameras happened to be immigrants. And then politicians, of course, I mean, politicians from the left and right say, oh, this is a matter of failed integration. And then the media is like, oh my God, they said integration. Here we go.
Yeah. Wow, that definitely gives us a bad name. But it's man, it's crazy how um little stuff like that can just blow up so out of control so quick.
Yeah. And the
Um
Germans with all their virtue signaling, now they're like, oh well, we have to forbid New Year's fireworks and everything. We have to have like organized fireworks that like the city and the community organizes, and that'll be it. No fireworks sales.
yeah, I I indulge in fireworks
I would imagine you probably make your own in your basement.
No, we don't make them, but I spend a lot more money than I'd like to admit. um, and this year was no different. However, we have like a in our area, we have like pretty much it's almost like a rule. Nobody does those rockets.
Hmm. No
It's
rockets?
we don't do the rockets.
Okay.
We do like the batteries, right?
Okay.
So you light it and it shoots the mortars up in the air, but then there's no rocket stick or anything that falls down that's burning can catch on fire or fuck a car up or whatever. So people directly behind us, they're launching them right off like their backyard. Their backyard is like there's I don't know why they were doing it there, but they were kind of aiming them like right up over my house. And we didn't know that. So I'm out in the street doing that, and then Mila's like, "What the fuck?" And I pulled like on New Year's, I pulled all the cars into our driveway, and you could just hear it just dinging off her and her mom's cars. And I'm like, "What the hell?" And as I was coming around to look, I got busted right here in the neck by a rocket that was falling down.
Damn.
It was crazy. I'm like, "What the hell, man?" So Mila's like, "Yeah, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore." She said
So how
this was
many
our last
immigrants
year
live
doing,
there?
huh?
How many immigrants live there?
I thought we were the only ones. Like on our street, we're definitely the only ones. But like a couple streets away, I know there's like another Russian family, and then like behind us, I have no idea. And like you've seen how our houses are. Like my backyard butts up to somebody else's backyard.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. I know like the people that my yard touches, they're German. Everybody else, I have no idea.
Hmm.
But I know like yeah, I thought on our side we're the only immigrants. And we're the ones that keep it like we're policing.
Well, so much for that theory.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's some of these fire, I mean, it's out of control. And you learn real quick in my area who all has guns because like there will be like a break because everybody like gets crazy with fireworks around here. They'll blow them off. Like there's a house uh a little bit a ways away on a different street. They'll start at like 10 at night and just a little bit here and there, but then from midnight to 2:30 it's just nonstop, and then they don't usually stop until like 5 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's insane. Like what I think they need to do is if you want to impose any kind of laws, you should definitely put a curfew on it. Okay,
Hmm.
I get it. At midnight, everybody wants to. That's how you celebrate New Year. That's a normal tradition. I get it. But after 2 a.m., you can fuck off. You don't need to blow anything off. You don't need to be shooting off your guns. It makes no sense.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because at that point, you're pretty incapable of operating such things, I think.
Right, right.
So to be safe and also just for common courtesy for everybody else, like my dog was losing his shit that night. For some reason, he never had a problem.
Hmm.
But this year there was a thunderstorm, and since then, any kind of weird boom, he loses it and just starts panicking. I finally got him to relax. Then at 2:30 in the morning, you just hear bop 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 bop. I'm like, that's a pistol. I'm like, motherfuckers. Mia's like, that's not a pistol. I'm like, it was. Then it went again, and she's like, holy shit, that's a pistol. I'm like, I told you. So it's crazy. It's
So,
definitely crazy. It was out of control this year.
so my favorite Republican is calling for tougher laws that infringe on people's privacy to shoot fireworks.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I said, let it happen to a certain point. Therefore, the right siders, they make their money. They get to, keep it going, business booming, literally, pun intended. But then you can fuck off, and it's illegal after a certain time period.
Well, what about my money, my freedom? And if I, it's New Year's Eve, and if I feel like blasting off fireworks at 5 in the morning, then I should be able to do so because it's my right and it's my freedom. Nobody
Right.
taking it away. Damn it.
But that's where it should also be my given freedom to go to that person's house and punch them right in the dick.
Hey, nobody's making you stay at your house during New Year's Eve. You know that people shoot off fireworks in your backyard.
Of course, yeah. I
You can go to Sylt or Amrum where it's forbidden.
actually, Seoul would be pretty dope. Have you ever been there?
No, no, I'm too
It's
young.
nice. It's
Okay.
nice. It's really
Really?
nice. Huh?
Hmm. Well, I know they have all these straw roofs and everything. That's why they banned
Oh,
fireworks.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's like a ban that nobody questions. They're like, okay,
Actually,
their whole shit could catch fire. We don't do that there.
I saw somebody posted a video. It was from this year. I want to say it was on the Amalfi Coast in Italy. Like they were in the mountains, like they're above like where like the villages and everything that you
Mm-hmm.
could see. So the fireworks were shooting up and blasting off, and this person's view was from a balcony, but above that. And it looked so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool.
I'm
I'd
pretty sure it
never seen
is.
that.
And it's going to be like anything, everything else that Germany decides to regulate to make life here even safer than it is. You have to fly to other countries to see what it's like when people have freedom.
Yeah. But we're a free country.
Yeah, well, find out who you can't criticize, and then you know who's making the rules.
Yeah, you're definitely correct. Man, it's crazy here. Like, and that's another thing. I don't know. I'm not very involved politically here. Like, I don't really follow politics just because I'm not allowed to vote and I'm not allowed to change. Like, I can't vote
Yeah, sure.
or anything, so it makes no sense to me to invest any time into it
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's like one of those things that will just eat at me. You know what I mean? It would be more of a cancer than it would be like of interest.
I'm sure.
Do you follow? Are you involved in the politics here at all, or not
Mm,
really?
to a certain degree. Used to be more, but I don't have the time or the motivation to read like different newspapers daily like I used to in Berlin. Plus, in Berlin, I felt more motivated to do it because you're basically where the politics happen. So it's like part
Yeah, you're
of,
right there. That's where Parliament is.
yeah. So to me, it was like part of the Berlin experience was knowing what's going on. Um, but now, not so much. I watch the evening news. I read articles that I find, that kind of stuff, but I couldn't tell you 100% whose stance is on what.
Hmm. Okay.
But there's a couple things that I follow because I want to vote for the people who want to keep the speed limit off of the autobahn because I think it's very fun to drive fast.
So how many on average? Let's say for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Break it down. How many kilometers a week are you actually driving, or a
It,
month?
it depends on the season. Um,
Like right now, football season is obviously the most.
yeah, the football season now, but now it's not that bad. September and October, those are the worst months for me because I drive to Paderborn, I drive to Bielefeld, I drive to Munich. So on average, in a bad month, it might be 5,000,
Oh, that's
five
not.
thousand,
I was
six
thinking
thousand.
more.
I might be off, but no, it's probably like 5 or 6,000.
Okay, that's not bad then. I was thinking for some reason I was like, dude, you're driving like at least 8 to 10 a month during
No,
NFL
no,
season.
no. I think my average is, or my yearly average is about 60,000.
Oh, that's not bad at all then.
No, I mean it's more than the average German drives, obviously, but
Yeah, a lot more.
yeah,
Most people here in Germany, it's like what, 10,000? Like when you talk to your insurance, you're like, "No, bud, I'm doing 26." Oh.
yep, yeah. It's like when some people say, "Oh yeah, my car is 5 years old and I just hit 10,000 k." I'm like, "Oh, that's cute."
I don't think your car was even broke in yet. I think your tires probably still had like those weird rubber nipple things on it still
Yeah, yeah,
when
for
you hit
real, dude.
10,000. That's
I
crazy.
just recently blasted through my second set of tires on the Tesla.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, Here's the thing though. Honestly, do you regret that car?
Well, there's times where I do, but there's times where I appreciate it. Like driving back after I got sick in Gießen. I tried it once to actually drive slow and to max out on range. And if it wasn't for comfort, I wouldn't have had to charge it once. So if I do stay between 110 and 115K, then I get a pretty decent mileage out of it. And also, since it was like December 26th, which in Germany is still a holiday, it's still a Christmas holiday,
Yeah.
roads were fairly fairly clear. So um yeah, I didn't hit any traffic jams. I just drove through, and I think I made it in 3:45.
3 hours and 45 minutes?
Yeah, which is that's a pretty great average for the
Only
Tesla.
having a did you have to charge just once?
I didn't have to. I did once because I figured that I had a night shift that day, and I have no opportunity to charge it at work, and I didn't want to like maybe run into trouble on the way home. But
No, I
that's
understand. That's not bad at all. 3 hours and 45 minutes. For some reason, I was thinking it takes you, it's like a 5 hour drive.
it is with the Tesla. Normally, if I average like 120, 130K, in that case, I definitely have to charge it once for at least 25 minutes. And depending on how the traffic is that I hit, because normally I don't know, I just drive when there's a lot of traffic. I have like a 4 hour 30 drive plus my 30-minute charging, whatever that normally ends up being like 5 hours. 5 hours if I'm really not, if I have bad luck with the traffic and I can't step on it.
So that's crazy. Like, if you really think about it, your time, the faster you drive, your time is actually longer by over an hour. If you
Yeah.
drove slower, it was shorter.
Yeah. With the
That's
Tesla,
crazy.
definitely. Yeah. Well, I mean, with the Audi, I probably
Oh,
would have
with the
made it.
Audi, absolutely. That's a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah, but I'm risking that way. I'm risking my license. But
Yeah.
right now, I'd say
Is there a limit up there by you guys?
there is going into Bremen, yeah, and then of course there's two major construction sites which are going to be there till like I don't know 2030 or something.
Oh fuck.
Where you can only do like even 60 in places.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's messed up. But I had like oh man, I love those memories. There's like a 3 month window that I had since I moved over here where there was no construction on the Autobahn on my route going to Gießen, and I made it to Frankfurt Airport in 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I
That's
was hauling
insane.
Butte.
Was that
Yeah,
with your Audi?
oh for sure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, that is hauling ass.
Oh yeah. Average speed 170K.
Oh, that's not bad then.
Well, of course. I mean, yeah. There was times where I drove like 250,
Yeah.
and times where it was only like 120. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was happy the one time I had my old Beamer. I made it
Mm.
from Frankfurt, from leaving Frankfurt Airport to getting out of my car in my driveway in 32 minutes.
Wow, that's good too.
Yeah. I was hauling ass.
Yeah, especially when you go down Wetterau and it's downhill.
Exactly. That
Yeah,
part, like when you're just like, oh, it's perfect.
and it's
Because like
beautiful
at that
too.
point, yeah, it is. Like I remember with like even with my old car, I'm like, it just won't like I'm afraid to push it past that 200 mark. But on that hill, I'm hitting 210 every time.
Mm-hmm.
My Beamer would hit like shit. I think the fastest I think I had that at was like 265.
Oh, now we're
Yeah,
talking.
that was fun. That's
Yeah.
fun.
What engine did you have in that?
2 liter.
Okay.
Yep. But it was that was fun.
Was it a diesel?
Yeah, it was diesel.
Oh, great. Yeah.
It was yeah. I loved it. It was great. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. No, uh, yeah, it was a 2 liter. It was a 2 liter. No, it wasn't 3 liter. It was a 3 liter.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, it doesn't really matter once you get it, once you get to those speeds. I mean, the hoop ROM is really isn't essential,
no, it doesn't
but
really matter.
that's so much fun, man. Just I hope they don't take that away from us, man, because it's there's so much if you know what you're doing, it's so meditative.
Yeah,
Meditative. Did I pronounce that right?
meditative.
Meditative. Yeah, sorry, it's my second beer. By the way, this is your recommendation, Peroni.
Peroni's great.
Dude, this is like the perfect light beer.
It's good. It's really good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I love
Like
it.
I'm glad you recommended that because remember that beer that I posted in the group a while ago, this Lloyd from Augusta, Georgia. It's like a really
Hmm.
small brewery. You can't get it anywhere except for Georgia.
Yeah,
This tastes a lot like it.
yeah. Peroni's great stuff, man. I had it. There was a Italian restaurant that I always used to go to, and I used to work at when I was in high school.
Hmm.
They had it there. That's where I first had it. And then all our trips, because like we go on family vacation a lot to Italy. I always bring like at least a case of it home.
Hmm.
I love it.
Does the Italian Peroni taste different than the Peroni you get here?
I've never had the Peroni here, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. I don't know. Like if I had to compare it to anything, I would say the Peroni. It's like a Miller Lite or a Coors Light when you like that you get back in the States.
Yeah, but well, I've had Coors Light and Miller Lite also. I'd say it's a better Coors Light.
Yeah, it's better, but it's like in that air. It's like in that direction. It's not like
Yeah,
is herby as like the German beers.
right, right. Oh, there's another American beer that I think goes that way also. It's Jungling, I think.
Yingling, yeah.
Yeah.
That used to be that was a microbrewery that you could only get like in Western Pennsylvania, like
Really?
Pittsburgh area. Yeah. So people like us, because like Ohio, we're only an hour and a half away from Pittsburgh. So
Uh-huh.
like all northeast of Ohio, where I'm from, we were hip to the Yingling. Like my dad's been drinking Yingling for over 20 years. And now it's just like getting more like across the US and other places.
Hmm.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Man, too bad we don't have Dave on the pod because he had Fat Tire Belgian Ale at his birthday, and I don't know where he got it, man.
I've never had it.
Oh, it's good. It's an American beer too. Like Belgian ale is a type of
Right.
beer. And I think Fat Tire is from Pennsylvania also. Not
Hmm.
100% sure. Um, I wanted to put it in the South because that's where I had it first. And my Facebook cousin, basically married to my cousin, um, he had it and he's from Texas. So I thought that it might be from Texas, but it's not. I remember Googling it and it turned up somewhere else, but it's
Hmm.
definitely a good beer.
Man, there's some really good. There's a lot of good microbreweries. There actually used to be a gas station by me. You could go in there and you get like you know how like in America like how the 6 packs are sold.
Yeah.
You would get like an empty one of those cases, and they had like individual beers from all around the world, but they were all microbrew or
Wow.
private brews. So you could pick stuff like from all over the United States and from all over the world. It was really cool. And like you could mix and match yourself a 6 pack for $10.
Wow.
So that was cheap. And we used to do that all the time. But there was in Cleveland, there's a microbrewery called yeah, the Cuyahoga, wait, what is it? Is it Crooked River or Cuyahoga? I forget. They make some really, 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 really good ones.
Hmm.
Really good ones. They have like a Christmas ale, and there's one called Dortmunder Gold, which has like
Portlander.
Dortmund from Germany, right?
Yeah.
Um, It's really, really, really good. Like it's really good. And they use that like it's in like the lagers like Budweiser and shit like that, like in that category. But it is
Hmm.
so good. Um I would just want to see something real quick because I
Yeah, you just go ahead
messed
and
up.
Google that. And while we were talking, I Googled the Fat Tire
Yeah,
and oh, company, our story,
I'm an idiot. Great Lakes Brewing Company.
Great Lakes.
Yeah, Great Lakes Brewing Company. It didn't even show up on my thing. It just popped into my head.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Fat Tire is brewed in Colorado and North Carolina.
Okay. Nice. But there's this Christmas ale. Oh, they have right now because it's like coming up to like uh St. Patrick's Day. They have one an Irish ale that is incredible. But like their Christmas ale, it tastes so good, but it is so strong. It doesn't really taste like it would be that strong. And it's just a perfect blend. And man, it will get you drunk.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I can drink a lot. I have a hard time with a six pack.
damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine drinking an entire six pack. I don't drink that much. I just like drink it because I enjoy the taste. But it's those Belgian beers, for example. Belgian beers are tricky too because they taste like, I mean, they give you like a real whole experience. I don't know. It's different on the tongue also
Yeah.
because the weight is really heavy.
It's
Um,
like a wheat ale.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And you have to drink it slowly. You have to drink it like wine.
That's I'm drinking one, but it's a German one. It's the oldest wheat ale in the world.
What you got,
Weinstefano.
Stefan?
Yep.
Yeah. That. Oh, yeah. That's why I like doing live podcasts at your place because your refrigerator is full of Stefan.
So secret time. You know what Flensburger Gold is?
Mm-hmm.
Those little flip tops.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks back, I might have pounded a case by myself.
God damn it! How are you still alive?
And then last week, I definitely did in one day. I just was doing shit around the house, and it's like one after another, and it's like, shit, where did all the beers go? And I
Mm-hmm.
start looking at like my empties. I'm like, did I just drink 20 fucking beers?
Yeah, dude, I'm drinking more right now than I did for a long time because my girlfriend's mom made me this advent calendar with 24 beers because she knows I like different beers.
Nice.
Yeah, but my beer refrigerator was already full because I usually like I told you guys before, wherever I am, because I'm in Germany, you know, driving around a lot, doing football here and there.
Yeah,
I like to grab local beers and then just bring them along, but I never really drink them. I just have them. Like I'm like, oh, I
that's
went here. They have a brewery. Let me just take it.
that's cool.
Right. So my beer refrigerator is full after 1 year of football. Now I have 24 beers that I somehow have to get rid of, so that's why I'm drinking like a bottle or two a night, which is a lot for me.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm like, oh man, this is I've unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I've forgotten how good this is.
yeah, and
But still,
especially, and you're constantly mixing it up. It's
yeah,
probably each bottle might be a different bottle than the
exactly, man. She
previous
has
one.
everything. It is all kinds
That's
of different
cool.
beers.
That's really cool. Actually,
Yeah.
the one time you came, you brought a few different ones. Those were
Hmm.
good. There was a couple of them that you had that were phenomenal.
Yeah, I got those from Bavaria. I might grab a couple on Sunday.
Nice. Now, are you doing playoffs?
No. Playoffs are above my pay grade. Um, I'm stuck in the conference, and like I told you before, this week it's going to be Houston and Indianapolis, which means I'll
Oh,
probably get like 3 minutes of airtime
that sucks.
because nobody in Germany cares about this game.
Yeah,
Um, but hey, it's okay. I mean, I don't have to prepare as meticulously as I do normally, so that's the good thing. But on the other hand, I just know just my it's going to be just my luck I'm gonna have like 20 minutes of the first quarter or something, and I'll probably run out of shit to say after 3 minutes.
Right. Well, but then again, from the other aspect of that, if you're gonna have 3 minutes, you want to make those really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's what
that's
my girlfriend
crazy.
said. She's like, well, somebody's gonna have to announce for that game. And if
Yeah.
it's you, then there's probably a lot of fans of those teams that are disappointed that they didn't make the playoffs or whatever. So, you can't half-ass it. You
Yeah.
gotta you gotta kick ass. If it's gonna be a shit show, make it a good show. That's your responsibility. You're the commentator. I'm like, oh, fuck you for being toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. That's gaslight. That's a gaslighting I approve.
Me too.
Good job. Now, do you tie in any of your comedic background into your commentating, or do
I
you
tr-
do you keep that actually like separate as much as you possibly can?
Well, sometimes I'll come up with a tag to something
Yeah.
I said, and then I kind of like I vet it. I try to vet it really really fast, and then I try to find out if it's something I can say because a lot of these yeah, it's really strange. In Germany, of course, everybody knows football is a violent sport, right? But
Yes.
you don't want to like go full Joe Rogan on on a football game. It doesn't work like that.
No.
But on the other hand, sometimes shit happens that's just so funny. Like one time, where Tom Brady had his meltdown in his game against New Orleans that they wound up winning. Um, he started throwing all kinds of tablets and
Yeah.
helmets and all kinds of shit. And then he got into this fight with Marcus Lattimore, the cornerback for New Orleans, and then Mike Evans, the receiver, came in and clocked him. And they looked at each other, they stared each other down for like 10 seconds before it happened. And on the air, I said, if two men look at each other that intensely, they're either going to kiss or fight. And and I just left it at that. But immediately the tag popped in my head, and I didn't see anybody look at Carl Nassib. So it's fighting words. Carl Nassib is like the only openly gay defensive end.
Right. Well,
So
it was 2022. They could have very well kissed.
they might have, shit, maybe they did it in the locker room. I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of pipe it down, but then sometimes I say something which I think is definitely funny, and I
Yeah.
see people sitting across from me just cringe like so maybe that's why I'm getting these games. I don't know. Um, but I've been getting some credit for the things that I say, but I try to, I know it's not a comedy open mic, so that's why I just shut up.
Right. I mean, at that point, what else can you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it still has to be. That's a cool experience, though, man.
Yeah. But to be perfectly honest, I do prefer announcing in the stadium or calling games in the stadium because I get direct feedback.
Yeah, because that's one of those things. Like the reason why I asked is if with the comedic side of things is because you have no other than the people in your like sitting in the same room with you, you're getting no feedback from the audience. So you
Right.
don't know if you just crushed or if you're just bombing.
Right. And I don't have Twitter. I try not to look at stuff that's going on Twitter. I mean, you can access Twitter obviously without having an account. So sometimes when I think I did crush or when I'm not sure, sometimes I actually do go on Twitter and then try to find out. And then I'm like, well, if nobody mentions me, if nobody talks about how unprofessional the commentator of game X, Y, and Z is, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
But every now and then somebody like finds me on Instagram or sometimes I try to connect with the fan clubs of certain teams because I didn't even know the Houston Texans, for example, had a German fan club. Or let's see, what other team was that where I was totally surprised that they have a fan club? Oh, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because I
Yeah.
think they're like 2 years away from being a bandwagon team. Um,
Dude, you'd be surprised at how many teams like they have like a backers club. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like that, or they have like a team club or whatever in different countries. I know in when we went to London for the Browns Vikings game.
hmm.
I think that was that 2019. I think it was 2019. Whenever my uncle calls and says, "Hey, go to this address, and this time it's some bar. It's not too far from the stadium." Thinking, okay, cool, we'll go check it out because he's like, I got a friend there. Say this name, find the person. I'm like, okay, cool. It was a Browns backers club in London.
Hmm. That's
I'm like,
cool.
there's a group of people that get together and they watch all the Browns games, but they're all
That's
English.
that's so cool.
It was so cool. And that was another thing. Like me and the wife, we realized we were in line, like when we were in line going through like the whole fan stuff and like just to get into the stadium because it wasn't at Wembley, it was at Twickenham,
Hmm.
which is like you're literally in the middle of a neighborhood. Imagine put a stadium in the middle of Dowbring. That's what it was like. I'm not kidding. Like
Dalbring out of all places.
literally what it was like. So, uh, and there were so many people. Like they might have not really known too much. Like they knew some stuff about the Browns or the Vikings, but they loved football. And
Hmm.
it was so cool. It was such a great experience. If anybody ever has the opportunity to travel to a different country just to watch a football game, do it. It is such a different feel and atmosphere. I loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Europeans have a totally different appreciation for it
Yeah.
compared to Americans. I mean, I've seen the Falcons twice in Atlanta now, and I don't know if it has to do with the record because I mean they haven't been a top tier team for ages, but
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling that a lot of people there don't really care about it. I watched the Steelers, but before you go into that story, I watched the Steelers and the Falcons, and there were more Pittsburgh fans in that stadium than Falcons fans.
Right. That's usually how it goes. You get like a lot of the front runners like in Cleveland when because one of their biggest rivalries is against Pittsburgh.
Mm,
So you see the stadium is pretty much half and half at that point. But I think a reason why is like what you were saying, like the Falcons games that you went to. It's because it's one of those things that we take for granted. Like imagine
mm,
if you lived by the beach, you're gonna get sick of it eventually. You're not gonna want to go there every single day. It's like somebody says, "Oh, let's go to the beach today." You're not gonna be like, "Eh," you know what I mean? To where
mm,
for them in London, where they only get like what at that point they were getting one or three games a year.
mm-hmm.
Ooh, let's go because that's your only opportunity until next year.
Right.
So I think that's why, like, that's where you see people that are a little more passionate about it is because they're not taking it for granted. They don't get to experience it as the people do in the States. Because in the States, you have, how many preseason games and then plus 8 home games
Mm-hmm.
just for regular season. So you have plenty more opportunities as opposed to once a year.
Right, right. And then there's
So
college also, which a lot of I think, especially in the South, more people pay attention to college football than they do NFL.
absolutely, I think in the Midwest too.
Mm,
Definitely in the Midwest, like Ohio, well, even Michigan, like a lot of places like that. Like that's where college football rules above all else. I think it's
mm-hmm.
always been in my area, also more than um, NFL. Even though we don't have like I mean, there are some good college teams around by us. Um,
Oh yeah, Ohio
Obviously,
State.
well, Ohio State, yeah, but I'm talking like in the Cleveland area. Like you have
Oh,
Toledo, you
okay.
have Akron, Bowling Green. You have some top tier teams, or like at least Division 1 teams. I wouldn't say top tier, but you have the MAC conference and you have Division 1. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just go a little bit further south, and boom, Ohio State. Or you go a little bit further north, and you have Michigan or Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
So and even Penn. I mean, there's the Big Ten. There's so many different schools like around our area that you can drive to and go see a game. So that's another thing that people take for granted, and that's also another thing when you put into, because you've seen stadiums here in Europe and you've seen stadiums here in America.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a dramatic difference depending on which stadium you go to.
100%.
Like, I've been outside the big house in Michigan in Ann Arbor. I've never been in it, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the Horseshoe in Columbus. I think the big house in Michigan, I think it is or was the largest stadium in the world.
I don't know about the world, but it is in the States.
I think it was the world.
Damn.
Like 116,000, or maybe it's like it's in the top, it's up there. And
Mm-hmm.
Ohio, and the Horseshoe is also up there. It's crazy.
Yeah, the biggest stadium is the big house.
Yep. See, in the world?
Yeah.
Yep. See, that's what I figured. It's I until you see it, like you think like, oh, okay, it's a stadium. How many people can it sit? And then you're standing outside it with another 150 to 200,000 people, and you hear the 116,000 inside screaming. It's insane.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah. Like the largest crowd I've seen was 90,000 people in Wembley for a boxing match.
Really?
Yeah, I flew over to see Vladimir Klitschko's final fight because I was a huge Klitschko fan. Like a lot of people didn't like him for grappling that much, but I think he's a very intelligent boxer who
Which
did what
one?
he needed.
Vladimir?
Vladimir, yeah.
He's the older one, right?
No, he's younger.
Okay, yeah. Then Vitali, his brother.
Yeah.
His brother, in my opinion, in my lifetime, is the best technical boxer I've ever seen in my life.
A lot of people think that because also he's tougher than Vladimir. Um, he has I don't think he's ever been knocked down, even not knocked out, but
I don't
knocked
think
down.
so.
And he fought, I think, one fight with a lacerated shoulder that he didn't tell anybody about, and he still won it.
Yep.
And then he was robbed against Lennox Lewis. Um, that fight, God damn, do you remember where he had this huge cut over his eye?
Yes.
And like the cameraman was like literally dipping the lens in the cut. It was so big. And like these cutmen in the corners, I don't know what they do, what they put in there, but like I think
I've always
Vaseline
wondered
and
that too.
yeah, I think it's Vaseline and adrenaline that they put in there, and then like the bleeding stops, and
Yeah.
of course until they get hit again, but like everything gets like clogged up.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's got just imagine how your face has to hurt the next day, man.
Yeah. Like you see some of these boxers, like especially back in the day, man, like they do even like they're doing the interview. It looks like they're having an allergic reaction to something.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
I mean, see, with me, I'm like, sometimes when you see a fighter walk out and you're like, oh yeah, that could be me. I feel like walking out, hearing my theme music and everything. Exactly. I feel like doing that. I don't want to
Yeah.
fight, but I want to walk out, my theme music, and I want everybody cheering for me, and then I'll just go home. It's like, I forfeit. I don't care.
Yeah. We had there's a family friend of ours. He kept trying to tell me, he's like, dude, you'd be good at MMA. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, no, I wouldn't. I was like, that would suck. Oh, come on, man. It'd be cool. Like, I know some places where you could train, dude. He's like, come on, let's do it. We could sponsor. I'm like, no, dude, I'm good.
I honestly think you would do good at MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I mean, you don't care. I
Right.
think
Yeah,
I
that
think if
is
you
one
get
thing I
clocked across
don't.
the head once or twice, you really don't care.
No. But I still no, like I don't getting punched sucks. I don't want to do that.
Were you ever in a real fight?
Oh yeah.
Like in a real fight?
Yes. Plenty.
Tell me more.
I've been in quite a few. Like a lot. Yeah.
Like a no holds barred, I don't know how this thing is going to end fight.
Yeah.
What was it about?
Um, just stupid shit. Like this one time I was jumped and I said, "Nope, this isn't happening." And I just fought my way out of it. Then there was another time, like just I was always provoked. I don't like to start shit. Like I might run my mouth, I might like start it verbally, but like from a physical aspect, I don't think I've ever in my life I've never thrown the first punch. Like I've always been hit first.
Hmm.
And then it's like it's fucking on.
Did you ever have your nose broken or something
Yeah.
in a fight?
Yeah.
Damn.
I had what was the worst? Somebody what was I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like a rock or something. Somebody hit me in the head with a rock.
Was this all in the States or in Germany also?
I've never been in a fight in Germany.
Hmm.
No. Almost. That was because we were hanging out with there was because of the person that was with us.
No.
Um but no, I've never been in a fight here in the States. I think dude, I think the last time I was in a fight, I think I was like maybe 20.
Okay, that's excusable.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
So it was like a long time ago. Um, but like I said, I've never physically started the altercation.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like in high school, dude, there used to be shit like if somebody called, be like, "Man, some shit's going down. We're like, it's all these people and all this." It's like, fuck it, let's roll. And we just show up like carloads of people. There's actually, I'll tell you, remind me this for when we stop playing. There's an NFL player that I could tell you about where
Oh,
some
really? Is he playing now?
no, not anymore.
Oh shit, then drop his name. Who cares?
No.
He won't
So
take you to court.
I'm still not going to do it.
Well, because you fucked his girlfriend or what?
Story for another time.
That's a yes.
No.
That's a definitely.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. There's
Probably Miles Garrett's father.
that's the sad thing, dude. Like I probably could be.
Dude, oh yeah, that hit me hard, man. I remember playing Madden NFL on a computer, playing some of these guys' dads.
Yeah.
That's so awful.
Yeah. Like you remember Orlando Pace?
Yeah.
He Ohio kid. He played for Sandusky High School.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he played against North Ridgeville High School, which is where I'm from. He played uh literally had to line up against my brother-in-law every year. And then like also like in college they'd play each other. And it's crazy. Like you see like some of these people and it's like, "Oh wait, I know people that play with them." Or like the one year for the Ohio State Buckeyes, I grew up playing CYO football with 11 of them. Like we were all on the same team.
Damn. What happened?
Huh?
What happened? Why did I never play you on Madden?
Oh, I'm too small. But yeah, it was crazy. Like one of my good buddy played for the Colts. Yeah, dude, like Ohio produced of a lot of talent.
I know they do that, but I mean, seriously, if you know all these people, didn't you like maybe get invited to these big cocaine and hooker parties that they have all the time?
Again. Another story.
I got dude, we gotta go to Ohio and hang out with some of your old friends.
Yeah. It's a good time, man. It's a good time. Like I know so many like there's goddamn dude, so many crazy people.
I know. Oh man, it's I don't know if you guys are if you're watching it, then you can see it for yourself. But if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, Bob is just he's just literally on the breaking point. He's about to explode and tell us some story where he railed coke off Hooker's ass with Andy
See,
Katzenmoyer or something.
this is why I want to start a Patreon, because like those kind of stories, like before we started recording this, we were just hanging out for a good solid 40 minutes and then
Yeah.
started recording. You know what I mean? Like that would be cool to have like a Patreon for that. Like if we ever got big enough and had a bunch of people, like, yo, come hang out with us a little bit more and get the real shit. You know what I mean?
But would you really tell the real shit there?
If probably.
Well, what's a Patreon subscription? I looked at it once because I was looking at one YouTuber who does like true crime shit. He's a psychologist and is really good at what he does. Um, and it's his Patreon's like $5 a year. So
Oh, see, the one that I've been looking at is it's only $5 a month, but it's the Flagrant 2 podcast with Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh.
mhm.
Yeah. That's the
So
only one I like, that one. Or what's his name? Stavros. Um
that
that
fat Greek guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are the only Patreons that I would subscribe to.
Oh yeah, he was on Rogan recently, Stavros.
Amazing episode. That
Oh,
dude,
you listen to it?
yeah, I listen to
Yeah,
Rogan. That dude's amazing.
yeah.
I like Rogan, man. Like the thing that I like about Rogan is that he is so his spectrum is so wide. He doesn't just have one lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He has um so many different types of guests that like he could have a comedian on, then the next episode is a scientist, and then a
Mm-hmm.
neurologist, and then another, then it's fucking Ari Shafir and Shane Gillis and Mark Norman, you know what I mean? And they're
Yeah,
just
protect our parks.
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It's amazing. He's great, man. He definitely knows what he's doing. He's doing it
yeah.
right.
He does. He does. He's so easy to listen to, and he comes across like a person who's really easy to talk to. Also,
Yeah, he's open for, and the thing that I like about him is he's not one of those ones where he's selfish.
yeah.
He likes to spread the love about across everybody. Like he brings people on and lets them have his platform. Did you watch the episode or did you hear the episode about that John Reeves?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I listen to a lot of them because that's
This was
90% of
just
what I listen to when I drive. So
this was just recently. The guy
John Reeves.
he's the largest landowner in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I think there's like a 5 acre area where they've just it's just filled of woolly mammoth bones and shit like that. They call it the boneyard. And he's like a gold miner. And
No, I
it's
haven't listened to that.
I found it was very interesting.
Hmm.
It's crazy if you listen to it.
Okay.
It's a really cool episode.
I'll,
If you
I'll check
like
it
that
out.
kind of stuff. It wasn't like his typical thing. Like this guy, he was a little slow going. He's an older gentleman, but like if you just bite through it and just listen to it, the stories that he was saying and like the stuff that he was talking about, crazy. It's amazing that all this is like on his property. It was
Yeah.
really cool. And that's what I like about Rogan is because he gives like he uses his platform to let somebody else talk. He just sits back and just kind of listens
Yeah.
and just hangs out, you know what I mean? Unless it's like with one of his buddies, but like just how he does it, it's incredible. I love how he does it. It's a perfect podcast. It's a hangout, but it's also very informative. And he, like I said, he can provide a little bit of something for everybody. Truly, for everybody. Like we we have one lane. It's people like us or you're not going to like it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Right.
Where he is, there's some episodes it's like, yo, my wife would like this.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's really
cool.
diverse. I mean, we could go that way by just inviting different people
I would love
from
to do that.
different spectrums. Yeah, and if everybody else keeps canceling on us, we might have to.
Yeah. but you know what though? I mean, we've had some different people on here, and they've been
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Like your old colleague. She
Oh,
was a great
Colleen.
guest. We had a
Yeah,
great
don't
time.
don't ever call her old. Um,
Your former colleague, I'm sorry.
yeah, she's over in Dusseldorf doing her thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just talked to a supervisor of mine about her, all in good spirits, of course, but the supervisor is former Air Force also.
Hmm.
And we just started talking. And it's like, yeah, she took it hard that like she had to quit air traffic control. And I understand it. I 100% understand it because she never got that open with me. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell this, but I just will. It's like she summed it up pretty good. She's like, well, you're in this fraternity of people, and there's not a lot of people who can do this. And
No.
if and that's a lot. I mean, to a lot of people, that's a lot. To a lot of people, that's their lives.
Yeah.
And you always, no matter how fucked up your private life is, you always have a group of people that you see every day where you belong, regardless of the fact that you're old or that you're maybe a woman or transgender or gay or whatever. You just belong to this group of people. And from one day to the next, you don't belong anymore. You walk out that
No.
door for the last time, and then you're out.
And the crazy thing about it is you're pushed out at a pretty early age.
Yeah, 50, 55, or 57. You get the first retirement offer at 52.
Yeah. Depending on what your position is, correct? Or no?
No, that's in general. That's if you're actively working with air traffic, or if you're holding a license. Some people they waive their licenses and then they work a little longer as supervisors. That's what
Okay.
this guy's doing.
See, that's what I mean. Like, say if you stay where you're at, you're not a
Yeah.
supervisor or anything like that. They say, okay, they come 52. Are you done? Or are they going to say, okay, you can keep going. We'll talk to you. We're just offering this now and we'll talk to you in a few years.
No, you have to declare I think before your 50th birthday. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if that's correct, but you have to declare what your plans are.
So you can stay past 52 if you really want to.
Yes, you can like 55 is where your contract legally is terminated, but you can apply for 2 extra years. So but 57 is your max.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And that's in just to put that for some of our listeners, to put that into comparison to other employment positions here in Germany, the the social retirement age is what, 67 now?
67, yeah.
67. So if you have a regular job, no matter what else it is, you work until you're, in order for you to reach your retirement, you have to work until you're 67.
Correct.
So that's crazy, man. 10 years earlier than everybody else.
Yeah.
So when you put that in perspective, say, so you have a significant other that if you're the same age, they have to work an additional 10 years.
Right.
Like that's got to add a little bit of a stress. So like that person is still going to work. You're seeing that person go to work and still do what they like to do or what, takes up their time, and you're stuck at home. You don't get to do
Yeah.
what you love to do anymore. That's
Yeah.
that's rough, man.
It's rough on both parties because also the significant other isn't used to you being around all the time. That's why a lot of people urge retiring controllers to do some other work, even if it's charity work or something, just because you're still young,
Hmm.
you still have your wits about you. And if you just like sit at home and let it go to waste, you dull out really fast. I know one guy actually, he finished his air traffic control duty and he's a bus driver now.
Yeah, why not?
Like same thing, basically. You're still in charge. You still have responsibility over a lot of people.
And you still have to worry about outside landings.
Yeah. Also, you work shifts. You can show up drunk. All that stuff.
Yeah. Take a couple edibles and see how many people you can take for a ride. Like
Oh,
a
there's this.
typical Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, there's this one-liner joke that I heard. I don't know who said it, but it's not mine. I don't want to take credit for it. It's like, yeah, my grandpa died peacefully in his sleep, unlike the other 50 kids on his bus.
Except for that. Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
But, well, I would say we've actually hit the sweet spot, man. I
I
think.
think we did.
Yep. So I think we're going to wrap it up there. And we will hopefully be back with another episode next week with some more people on.
Possibly.
We'll see. It could happen. But thanks for stopping by. You guys know where to find us. I'm actually going to post this video this week on YouTube. But check us out. Actually, as of this episode that we're uploading, we will actually be available on Audibles and Amazon Music. I know I saw on Amazon Music, our entire library has updated to there, and it's available on Amazon. So we're on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio podcast app, Spotify, and Google.
Oh my God, we're everywhere. You could watch us on TV right now.
Everywhere. And you can watch us on YouTube. So, stop being cunts and share us. Thank you. Anything to plug, Harry? You like how my eyes are just darting back and forth?
Yeah, I like that. I was just sitting back. I was like, wow, this is one hell of a speech. I don't want to interrupt or anything. This is perfect. You could give like locker room speeches and shit.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't have anything to plug. Watch me on DAZN. And I'll be back in stadiums come April.
Nice. Perfect. Wow. So you're actually heading into your quiet time.
Yeah, these 3 months of the year are my quiet time. Absolutely.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, till the next week. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to y'all. Bye.
Peace.